Vaccines and preventative medicine play a key role in the management and success of all production livestock operations.
As we evolve in our production of food, modern vaccines help protect animals from disease, and that helps all production and the quality of the food we eat.
The last few decades have seen a general reduction in the burden of livestock diseases as a result of more effective drugs and vaccines. At the same time, new diseases have emerged which have caused considerable global concern. For this reason, it is more important than ever to use vaccination and preventative medicines in order to ensure a thriving livestock operation.
Serotypes allude to the different variations in each group of bacteria, whether it's a Salmonella or an E. coli. Serotypes are used to designate certain strains. So you'll hear the terms Salmonella typhimurium, Salmonella Newport. Those are all serotypes. But the challenge is to produce vaccines to prevent these diseases.
In 1983, IMMVAC Incorporated was founded by Dr. Ronald F. Sprouse and Dr. Harold Garner in order to commercialize the novel technology they had developed while at the University of Missouri School of Medicine.
IMMVAC essentially grew out of Dr. Garner and Dr. Sprouse's laboratories at the University of Missouri. Dr. Garner was an equine vet down at the Equine Center just south of our IMMVAC headquarters here. And my father, Dr. Ron Sprouse, was a molecular microbiologist at the university's med school. Dr. Garner had developed a way to challenge a horse's immune system and then partnered with my father, Dr. Sprouse, on developing a way to prevent those catastrophic events that occurred afterwards. Specifically in the horse, what happens is laminitis. It's where the hoof actually separates from the coffin bone on the horse. It's prevalent in draft horses. They determined that it was a gram-negative bacterial infection. They then took that technology and spun that into different species, starting with the horse, then we went to the pig, and eventually the cow. Specifically in the dairy industry, we prevent mastitis in dairy cattle. And beef cattle, there's any number of different gram-negative bacterial infections that cause diarrheas to respiratory diseases to pink eyes, and those are all things that we help prevent.
Today, IMMVAC manufactures vaccines and serums for production in companion animals to aid in the protection and treatment of virtually all gram-negative bacteria.
Gram-negative bacteria are a group of bacteria that are designated gram-negatives simply due to a stain in the laboratory. But by grouping them in this way, we have identified the group of bacteria that are the most expensive, most costly in terms of death loss, disease, which requires treatment, and production losses. So this group of bacteria cost the food producing industry a huge amount. They are also related to public health issues, such as Salmonella, E. coli, names that you've heard a lot. From a public health standpoint, gram-negatives are gram-negatives. We need to work diligently to keep them out of our food supply and away from our pets as well.
IMMVAC products are based on two exclusively owned core technologies, RE17 Core Antigen and E3 Immune Plus.
Our vaccine technology consists of two proprietary technologies. One is our RE17, which is a salmonella cell that we have created through science to protect against virtually all gram-negative bacteria. So when you introduce that to the animal's immune system, they create an antibody that protects against almost all gram-negatives. Whereas the E3 is the immune stimulant component. What happens when you introduce that to the animal's immune system, it stimulates both their cellular and humoral immune systems. So that increases your B and T lymphocytes, so you have more white blood cells, just making the animal healthier to begin with. And you also increase their antibody response, increasing the titer levels in their bloodstream circulating, so when they have an infection occur, they're already ready to fight that.
All IMMVAC vaccines contain a proprietary component with the trade name Immune Plus. IMMVAC is the only company that possesses this technology.
The Immune Plus actually works on the immune system by increasing the production of your lymphocytes. Immune Plus causes those lymphocytes to divide. Once you have an infectious disease or a cancer, especially an infectious disease, it stimulates your lymphocytes to activate your immune system, which in turn passes signals to your macrophages, a whole variety of protective mechanisms, And of course, T and B lymphocytes work together in conjunction to protect animals from disease.
Immune Plus increases circulating antibodies 10 times, giving the animal a leg up on nearly all gram-negative diseases and decreases the time required to develop antibodies, therefore affording earlier protection.
Immune Plus is a proprietary name for a product that Dr. Sprouse actually developed. This particular product is in a group of chemicals we now call immune modulators, immune stimulants. What we're trying to do is get the immune system to respond more rapidly, thereby affording protection earlier and helping the animal be protected during his phase of food production. The reason that this one is important is that it is in combination with an antigen, which is what we use to create immunity against gram-negative bacteria. So when used together, they produce an immunity a little bit faster than we would normally see.
Through good management practices and the use of preventative vaccines, IMMVAC is able to positively affect their clients' bottom line, creating decreased medical expenses while increasing performance.
The future of the animal health industry is in flux right now. You have people that are confusing vaccine technology with antibiotic.
Vaccines and good management, good nutrition, good care create an environment where we use less and less antibiotic. And that is the goal of what we're trying to do, is create a way to have food production with animals that is safe for the animal during that phase, as well as producing food that's safe for us.
Anytime we can prevent a problem, we're far better off from the animal standpoint, from profitability of the producer. We're far better off if we can prevent a problem than it is to try to correct a problem or get a calf over being sick. We did an experiment where we looked at calves that either were vaccinated with IMMVAC or they were not vaccinated with IMMVAC. The ones that got the IMMVAC vaccine, their intake was greater, their rate of gain was greater, and so they performed better when they were in the feedlot.
For more information, visit www.immvac.com or call 800-944-7563.